Hello, lovely ones. I'm here on the sun standing still day. um, and I'm offering you a little meditation and a ritual to honour this time and to honour ourselves. And because I film all of this from my little studio, usually I'd like to do it in the garden, but it would have to be later in the day. But I'll be static sitting here while I talk us through a little ritual. So if this is something you would like to sit and do in your own time, I would suggest that you just pause and get yourself sat quietly for about 30 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take, just to have a little still time on this traditionally really busy time of year, the epitome of the year. And if you can get yourself really comfortable in the way that you would for a meditation, and just pause for a little while. This isn't a video to watch, it's a video to listen to. And so just close your eyes if you like from the beginning, if you feel comfortable, but especially once we do the meditation. And so I'm going to start by creating a public sacred space making, one that's open for people to view on social media. And I'm going to start that now. My intention is that a sacred space is created, and because energetically, when we're tuning in with each other, when you're watching this, we are connected. We are connected energetically. It doesn't matter that it isn't in real time when I'm recording this. It matters energetically at any point that you may watch it or choose to watch it. And you don't have to do this on the solstice, but it's centered around it. The thoughts are towards it. So just get yourself comfortable and just tune out what's going on outside, because we are about to enter sacred space. A space filled with love and kindness, peace and wisdom. A safe space in which to do things of a sacred nature, and honouring this time is sacred. So I'm going to close my eyes and talk away. You don't have to watch, just listen if you choose. Dear guardians and spirits in the east, the element of air, the land of spring, I ask for your blessing here for this summer solstice ritual. Dear spirits and guardians of the south and the element of fire, the lands of summer, asking now for your blessings on this ritual to honour the sun standing still time, the time of summer and midwinter. Guardians and spirits of the west and the element of water, lands of the autumn, asking now for your blessings on this solstice, stand still sun time of year. Guardians and spirits of the north and the element of earth, lands of winter and stillness, land of the winter solstice, I'm asking now for your blessings on honouring this time, creating sacred space, those in the worlds above, and those in the worlds beneath, and those on the worlds upon. We ask for your blessings to hold us in sacred space as we honour the sun standing still time of year. We honour the ancestors of this land, the ancestors of the place in which we reside. We honour those to come. We honour all beings, all lands, all people, all earth, all moon, all stars, of everything that is divine. We honour it now, within a sacred space in which to recognise this sun standing still time. We recognise our own light and divinity, and that we are bodies of energy as well as physical, and that our energetic field is vast. Our energetic being is vast, and we are all connected as we think and listen and still ourselves. The sun stands still upon this day, and in times past it would have taken a few days before it was certain that the sun had stood still. So after 2 or 3 days and the sun was still in the same position, and it only started to move then and retreat back as the sun begins to give way. That is when it was known that things were changing, and sun standing still. All things would recognise that that is a pause. The wheel of the year, the summer solstice, the winter solstice, the spring equinox, the autumn equinox are all points on the wheel of the year, and the others in between. And at this time, in this part of the world, in the northern hemisphere, it is the summer solstice, the longest daylight days and hours of the year, the shortest darkness of the year. And now, in this pause, it is as though, as we begin the year, we take a deep breath in, and as we get halfway through the year, we take a pause on that breath in, and at the summer solstice, we're paused, still and ready to exhale out, to give way to the coming year. And we may have begun this cycle in the winter, or at Samhain in October, in the autumn before. We would have prepared possibly for plans and thoughts and recapped the year before, gathered all of the blessings that we had and said goodbye to the things we knew were time to release and let go of and say goodbye to. And we would have over winter been still and planned and waited for the seeds to be planted, for the great birth into the growing light, from the longest night into the growing light. And through this year, as the light grew, we would have been more and more active, because more daylight hours and more sunlight would have helped us and urged us along to carry out our plans. The winter solstice is like dark moon, and the summer solstice is just like full moon, fullness, full. And so as we journey through the year and the daylight hours increased, and we would have been active for longer, responding to the energy, the growth, the growing energy, watching our plans, some of them coming into fruition, some of them being laid for a few cycles to come before they fruit. How many of us would have at that time thought that what we had planned for, as the year went on, we may have found that it wasn't perhaps what we want now, and that's okay. We may have begun the year really desiring a particular thing, but the growth, the inner growth within us, within our hearts and minds and bodies, may have changed the way that we look at what we wanted and our needs and desires. They may have changed. What may become more important may be peace rather than abundance in, or rather than growth in accumulating things, gaining things, achieving things. What may have become more valuable could have been something like peace and quiet, cherishing more than more above all else kindness, gratitude, seeing that there is beauty in very simple things, in kindness and love that is seen and watched and honoured, the kind of fullness and abundance that you feel as you watch things grow, and trees leaf and grow, flowers, plants, crops, all things grow. We watch as in the fields the young of cattle and sheep are growing. We watch young birds fledging. And maybe if those were not our desires at the beginning of the year, maybe we have changed enough to see that they are great gifts of beauty. But we may also have had other plans that work in harmony with that, and that they bring, our goal may have been to bring peace and live a gentler, kinder, more peaceful life. And abundance comes from that too. All of those things are okay, whatever we've chosen. But importantly, when we pause, we may find that what seemed really important to us 6-8 months ago is now not so attractive. It doesn't have that glint of light that we thought it would. We have changed, we have grown, we have healed old wounds, and we may not need to prove anything to anybody or ourselves. We may be coming to know and see that we are enough, just as we are. We are enough, and we're worth being enough in whatever way we choose. And what we learn is the more we see that we are enough and that our choices are good for us to make. We harm none, we do as we will. We celebrate to see others growing within themselves, finding and choosing options that are more nurturing to the soul, the spirit, the body, the mind, and the feelings. We see that in others and we rejoice. And now let's just, with those thoughts, just gently let them drift a little bit further out into our auric layer. Just imagine as we're breathing in, that we're breathing in rhythmically, like slow waves upon the shore. That those slow waves are like our breath, gently breathing in the way that our mind and our body chooses to breathe. Don't try to change the way that we're breathing. Just be with the breath just as it is now. We are in a safe space. We are in a time when it is okay to pause, to stop, to be still. Just be with that breath as your body, your mind, your heart and your soul choose the rhythm. If it begins to change, that's okay too. There may be sounds outside of people living their lives, and that is a joy to hear life going on. But although we hear them, they fade into the distance as we bring our attention to ourselves and sitting still at this time while the sun is high and the light goes on for longer. Just allow ourselves and our bodies to relax, for we are safe, we are still, we are nurtured, we are held in sacred space, and that sacred space begins within. And as we just focus again on our breathing, that rhythm, that softness, that peace, just be in that peace. Be with the self. Just feel how wonderful it is to be at peace. As we begin to think about things, just notice that we thought of them and let them go on the breeze. Let them go further out into our auric field, our energetic field. Let our energetic field be filled with peace and love and stillness. And now, just for a couple of minutes, just enjoy the stillness of this sun standing still day. The sun, the moon, the earth, the stars are all supporting us to pause, to be, to stand still like the sun. Just be with that for a few more minutes until we change what we are with. while we are sitting still and peaceful, we may notice that the world outside becomes smaller and smaller, gaining less and less of our attention, and that our own consciousness, our own energy feels as though it grows and expands, that we open up and we are in closer contact with further and further out from ourselves, from the physical body, that we are an energy body too, and that we inhabit a vast, vast space that far exceeds the physical body. We grow as we become more peaceful, as the body relaxes and the muscles are relaxed, the mind becomes more peaceful. And while we are feeling more peaceful, it may be time to just contemplate, just for a moment or two, on where you are at this point in the year. This is the end of the chapter for this year of growing out and the daylight getting longer. Are your desires and needs and plans still the same as the ones that you had at the beginning of the year? Do you need to let go of anything before the next chapter begins tomorrow? And as the light changes, we do actually have a few days just to contemplate, to choose, to think, actually, I don't want that anymore, but I do know what I do want. Do I want more peace, more kindness, more stillness? To be part of something where kindness and love, gratitude are more valuable than gold. The joy of seeing people succeed and fruit and grow. As we do that, all of the things that we may have been carrying from past lives, that may have inherited through our family line, our ancestors, we can just let them go, because tomorrow is a new chapter and we can choose to just let go. Realise, was that dream really my dream, or was I dreaming something that someone else wanted me to have? It's better to contemplate on those things just gently while we're relaxed and peaceful and still. You can lose anything, let go of anything you choose to. You can make tomorrow a new chapter. You can carry on growing things that you planted, but we're allowed to tweak them, to change them, to honour them, celebrate them. But this time, the solstice, is not this year for me, and maybe not for you, for being out and partying and going crazy. Those years are finished for me anyway. Those for me, and maybe for you, are a time to do just what the sun is doing, standing still, to just be, to enjoy just being. And do you want to do that as you move on through the year? Is it that time of just standing still, daily, weekly, monthly, honouring that need that may be driven from seeking peace, of just being the peace that is inside, and letting it radiate out from the inside and out into the auric field beyond. We meet others who do the same. We recognise them not by their faces but by the energy that they carry. This is a beautiful time of transformation. So much healing is happening now. There are so many astrological things that are happening that are extraordinary. And as Chiron enters a new phase, it's all about healing gently, quietly, being peaceful. What really matters as we come to the end of this little time to stand still and be at peace, I'm just going to thank the ancestors and the spirits of this place. I'm going to thank now, I thank the guides. I thank the sun standing still, the moon and the earth. I thank the world upon, the middle world and the world beneath, and the worlds above. I thank the spirits and guardians of the north, the element of earth, the land of winter. I thank the guardians and spirits of the west, element of water, land of autumn. Thank the time and the place, the guardians and spirits of the south and the element of fire, land of summer, home with the summer solstice, when the sun stands still and says, you've worked really hard, rest now. Thank those beings, those dimensions, those energies and elements. And we thank now the elements, the guardians, the spirits of the east and the element of air, the spirit of the land of spring, new beginnings, background in a circle, and as the circle opens, we give thanks to each other for being kind, for sharing and taking time out, and I give thanks to you. Oh, what are you going to do for the rest of this evening? Mark and I are going to sit in the garden, watch the stars, light a small fire, and do nothing but be still, listen to the owls and the river and our dogs yapping away in the garden. Lots of love. I hope you had time to stand still, and blessings to you. Be back soon. Bye bye.